we saw leadership going back to then engage the members. What's the conclusion here when it comes to dividing and ensuring that there are 100 people who will be protesting according to the permit that was issued?
That's exactly what the national leadership as well as the provincial leadership is trying to organize to ensure that they get those 100 EFF protesters to march and walk up to that truck that has been organized to, of course, set the stage for the provincial and the national leadership to be able to address members of the EFF. So as you can see now, what the national leadership is trying to do together with the provincial leadership is get that number of 100 protesters to march. Remember, the police not having it, not allowing a number of more than 100 to be able to move. Vuyani, Pambo, I'm just going to try and get the spokesperson and see if they can engage us. Vuyani, we are live right now on Newzroom Afrika, and our viewers are watching as you try to negotiate with the police together with the national leadership. What can we get, what sense can we get from the national leadership at this point?
No, Archie, it's very clear. I mean, we're in an apartheid province. These people are essentially stopping us from having a peaceful protest. So that's why we're saying to you, give us some time. We will give you a proper sort of report. But for now, allow us to master the logistics because there's a clear agenda to prevent this march from happening. There is no way they can say to us, you see, now I'm talking to you, you're focused there. That's why I'm saying it's, you're making it impossible for us to have a proper
No, we have to watch the events as they happen. So it's important.
Let us just get everything proper, and then at the right time we'll talk to you. But we won't be prevented from going to the school. We can't protest far from the school. It doesn't make sense. Then we're not having a protest at the Brackenfell High School. We need to go to Brackenfell High School. That's where we are, are permitted to go, and we're going to go there by fire, by force. We're going there now.
I know you're saying you want to master the logistics. We're seeing more members of the economic freedom fighters descending here. Are you going to be able to get that 100 as they put it?
We've got a right to protest. We've got the right to gather. We will gather anywhere, anytime, with or without a permit. The irony of this is that you can't say to us we are protesting, but we must come to you and beg to protest. We are protesting. We're not saying let's have tea. We're protesting. Why should we come to you and protest in your terms? It's a protest. The irony is that this is a protest, and as such, we must be able to protest. We've got the right to protest in this country. People died for this right, and we're going to exercise it on behalf of those people. We're going to exercise our democratic rights, our constitutional rights to protest. Otherwise, this is not South Africa. Otherwise, we are back in the apartheid state as we were.
Now they fired stun grenades, multiple stun grenades and water cannons to disperse the members of your party. If that happens again, then what? Are you going to only get that 100 that they want in the event to avoid those scenes again?
We're going. I mean, we came here knowing very well that we're not going to be given roses, that we're not going to get hugs, that we're not going to be kissed by the police. The police here is racist. The police here is anti-black. The people here in this province are anti-black. Here we are being prevented precisely because we are black. If it was whites who were marching like this, they were going to be permitted. By now they would be standing in front of that school, addressing. But because it's black people, we're invading their space. They don't want to see us. They only want to see us when we come as labor, as domestic workers, as gardeners. But we came here to say this school won't operate like it's in the 1960s. This school is going to reflect. It's going to reflect the South Africa that we espouse. So I don't want to address the media, and you see now you're tempting me to that. So let's just give us space to be able to organize ourselves so much that we can be able to march there and do the business of the day. But the SG will definitely be addressing. So look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Vuyani, Pambo, they're addressing us, saying they will get that opportunity to speak to the rest of the members of the media who are, of course, trying to get comments from them following the police firing those stun grenades and water cannons, dispersing members of the EFF. They are resolute in their move to get to the school eventually and hand over that memorandum. The police, we can see, are starting to move as EFF members try to organize themselves to march to the school. Mpo.
Now, as we listen in there, Vuyani, Pambo resolute in what will happen today, saying by fire, by force, we're going to go there, showing that they're not backing down, emphasizing the constitutional rights. Let's go into the details of this permit that was issued and what requirements needed to be met to ensure that there is no overflow than the 100. We heard the police talking about it, saying that they are willing to escort 100 people, and that's where the story ends.
Well, that's exactly what Prince, the senior member of the South African police who has been deployed to try and restore and maintain law and order. That permit simply only allows 100 members of the EFF to march. But by the sound of things and listening to the spokesperson of the party, Vuyani, Pambo, saying that they did know that they would not be met with warmth, that they wouldn't be met by roses and hugs. They expected the treatment that they received from the police in as far as firing stun grenades at them is concerned. So even if they are only allowing 100 members of the party to move, they want all of them to move and not just that section that has been permitted in the permit that has been granted to the members of the party. They're very resolute in Paul. They will move at this point to get to the truck where the stage has been set so they can eventually hand over the memorandum. It's going to be very difficult to contain the numbers, people. Even as I was speaking to Vuyani, we could see on the other end more members of the economic freedom fighters who have been mobilized from various communities to come in and join the protest this morning. So it's going to be very difficult to only get 100 of them to move, because all of them are seemingly part of this, saying they will not be left behind.
Police are essentially trying to prevent a repeat of what happened the last time when groups of community members and EFF supporters came to blows there, and just trying to ensure that there is some sort of order that is maintained. Just judging from the energy of the crowd, do you get a sense that should they be allowed to move to the other end, that these two separate protests will abide by the rules and continue as been informed by the police, and the attention that officers are giving this matter, saying that they're out here to protect not only the EFF but the community of Brackenfell?
I think, Mpo, what the police are essentially trying to do at this stage is to prevent a situation where members of the EFF meet some of the residents here who have been all morning waiting for the members of the EFF to arrive, saying they are here to protect the school.